Hello everyone. Today's topic is economic system. Today we will discuss upon socialistic economy. In my last video we had already discussed about the basic concept of economic system and capitalistic economy. You can check the link in the description box of this video. So before watching this video you can watch that video which is based on the capitalistic economy so that you can differentiate all the economies that exist around the world. So we can say economic system is the framework of statutory and institutional elements through which country execute economic activities. In different parts of the world, three types of economic system are generally found: capitalistic economic system, socialistic economic system, and mixed economic system. Capitalistic economic system are those systems which are based on the profit motive and the ownership lies in the hands of the private person, and it is based on the policy of laissez-faire, means the policy of non-interference. Now, we will talk about socialist economy today. Socialism refers to the government ownership of the means of the production, planning by the government, and income distribution. There are different features of socialistic economy. First, you have to ensure the welfare of the society and give equal opportunities to all the sections of the society. This idea of socialism is first introduced by Karl Marx. The word socialism means all things to all men. In this economy, the government determines what product to be manufactured in accordance with the requirement of the society. So, it is believed that the government understands what is appropriate for the citizen of the country. Therefore, the passion of individual buyers are not given much attention. The government conclude how products to be created and how the product should be disposed of. In principle, sharing under socialism is assumed to be based on what an individual need, not what they can buy. A socialistic system does not have a separate estate because everything is controlled by the government. So the important features include the ownership. The ownership is in the hand of the state. We can say the means of production in this type of economy are in the hands of the government, or we can say collective and the social ownership. Right to property does not exist in these economies. Next point is economic, social and political parity, or we can say equality. Here there is a economic, social and political equality among all the citizens of the country. So this is the very important feature of this economy. No cutthroat competition, or we can say the competition is missing. So lack of the competition. In this socialist economy, majority of the economic activities remain in the hands of government, and government is the sole producer. So the government decide the nature, quantity and the prices of the commodities. So only those commodities are produced which government considers suitable for the public welfare. Hence there is no competition. Absence of consumer sovereignty. Absence of the market mechanism result in the absence of consumer sovereignty, means socialism has a high restriction from the government on the consumer preferences and the choices. Next point is government has complete control over the economic activities, whether it is distribution, exchange, consumption, investment and foreign trade. So in this type of economy there is a high government interference. So these are the important features of the socialist economy. Now we will talk about the advantage and disadvantage, or we can say the merits and the demerits of such economy. So first of all, the main advantage or the merit of this socialistic economy is there is no labor exploitation, means the exploitation of labor is not in the existence. Public welfare. The concept of socialism is basically on the public welfare, and individual benefit has no place in it. So every activity is guided by the public welfare and interest of all the section of societies. Next point is economic equality. Socialism always ensures economic equality in the society more than the capitalism. In this system, people do not have extraordinary rise in their income and wealth. So, every person find opportunity in the participation in the economic process according to his or her ability. Next point is free from the market evils. Socialism does not have those evils which are evident in the market-based economy. These market evils may include competition, wastage of resources, excess production of luxuries, etc. So here it is free from those market evils. Next point is rational allocation of resources. The centrally planned allocation leads to the rational allocation of the resources in the economy. Every production activity is taken after all the thoughts and discussion. So, the allocation of resources is based on the national needs, priorities and aspiration of the people. Next point is end of the economic exploitation. We can say the socialism remain free from the economic exploitation because all the means of production are owned by the state and they are used only for the public welfare. The capital does not have any opportunity to dominate worker. So, the role of capitalist is zero in socialism. Hence, socialism is free from economic exploitation from the side of capital. Maximum satisfaction is the another advantage. In capitalistic economy, only those commodities production is preferred which are highly demand in the market and for the earning huge profits. Similarly, the noble class in the capitalistic economy spends excessive amount on luxuries, whereas in socialist economy, the production of those commodities preferred which are used for the common man. Similarly, in the market mechanism, the selling cost of commodities are being increased by the intermediaries and other selling costs. So, these costs are not needed in the socialist system. So, the use of the resources provide maximum satisfaction to the people in the socialism. There is no cyclical fluctuation in the economy because the demand and supply are all regulated by the government. So, there is no fluctuation in the economy. Proper planning is done in such economy which is done by the government. No excess of advertisement is there. So these are the important advantage and merit of the socialist economy. Now we will talk about the disadvantage. The first and the foremost disadvantage of this economy is the absence of the motivation. You all know that in the socialist economy, everything is dominated by the government. So, here there is a lack of motivation in the employees because people get same wages for the same work and do not get motivation to work more. So, there is absence of relationship between the work and the reward. Second point is no self-operated price mechanism, means prices are always decided by the government in the favor of the public welfare. So there is no self-operated price mechanism. Lack of individual freedom. Here the persons or the employees do not have any choice because there is a lack of freedom. People do not have the freedom of, we can say, do not have the freedom of enterprise, freedom of choice. People carry out those businesses which are directed by the government. So they consider themselves as a slave of the state. Next point is dull and efficient inefficient system. Dull and inefficient system means again when there is no motivation in the employees or in the citizens, there is a lack of freedom, no accountability is there, no transparency is there. It means it all leads to the dull and inefficient system because no competition, people have no direct incentives, absence of profit, the merits and the abilities of citizens are also ignored. So there is a dull and inefficient system. Next point is wastage of resources, or we can say irrational use of the resources, because again there is an absence of accountability, transparency, and nobody wants to take the pain to stop the losses. So there is irrational use of the resources. Next point is no consumer sovereignty, means the product are not produced according to the demand of the consumer, it is produced according to the need of the consumer. So here consumer is not the king. Next point is corrupt system. Here the control over production and distribution are in the hands of the government. So to some extent it lead to the corruption. There exists the evils of bureaucracy in such economy. Next, it is against the democratic value. Why it is against the democratic value? Because there is no freedom of enterprise for the business. Every citizen has to accept the policies of the state. The worker become the part of the production mechanism. Individual abilities and potential are not recognized in such system. So it is against the democratic values. Next and the last point is not suitable for the long run. So we can say socialism may be suitable in the initial stages of development, but in the long term it can lead to mass losses, or we can say illiteracy or poverty in the economy. So it is not suitable in the long run. So these are the important points about the socialistic economy. I hope it is clear to everyone that what is socialist economy and how it is advantageous and what are the demerits of socialist economy. Now we will talk about the mixed economy. There are different schools of thought to support capitalism and socialism as economic system for the nation. Initially, it was in the favor of capitalism, which is propagated for the laissez-faire. Now, what is mixed economic system? Mixed economic system is the blend of capitalism and the socialism. It is a system which has the coexistence of both public and the private sector. According to Samuelson, what is mixed economy? A mixed economy is characterized by the existence of both public and the private institution exercising the economic control. In this economic system, there exist four types of sectors. Public sector, which is state owned. Private sector, which is private owned. Joint sector, the sector in which public and private sector both have contribution to the equal proportion. And the fourth one is cooperative, the sector which has the collective ownership based on the principle of cooperation. So this is mixed economy. Now we will talk about the important features of mixed economy. What is first important feature? That it is the middle path of the capitalism and the socialism. Second point is freedom of economic activities and government interference for the social welfare. Means here you have the freedom to do your business. You have the freedom of choice, and government will interfere just only for the sake of social welfare. So we can say the role of government in the mixed economy is very significant and complex one, because it has to take the balanced approach and has to perform different roles such as entrepreneurs, regulator, facilitator, monitor and controller. So the role of government is very significant and complex one. Next point is democratic pattern. Usually mixed economy is adopted by those nations which follow democratic pattern of rule. So it is more successful in the parliamentary form of democracy. Next point is joint responsibility. Here the public and the private sector follow integrated approach and they owe a joint responsibility to carry out the production and the distribution activities. Next point is dual pricing. Here in this economy there are two segments. One segment of the economy is in which the prices are determined by the market force and the another sector is related to the sector where the prices are determined and controlled by the government. Hence we can say two types of prices exist in such sectors. Next point is profit motive and public welfare. Both run parallel in such economy, as mixed economy is considered as a soft kind of socialism with the existence of capitalism. So we can say here the profit motive and public welfare both runs parallelly. Now we will talk about the advantage and disadvantage of mixed economy. So let's start with the advantage. The first point is public welfare. So the foremost merit or advantage of this economy is to do the activities in the favor of the public welfare. Here everyone will get the equal opportunities, which is our last point in this slide, that is opportunity for the all section. Means mixed economy provide opportunities to perform their role to each section of the society in the process of economic development, so that it is based on the social justice too. So opportunities is given to all section of the society. It is an integrated approach of public and private sector. Means the mixed economy approach on to the collect all resources and business proficiency and utilize them through public and private sector in the nation building. It is more disciplined and planned economic system. Why? Because it has vision, foresightedness in the utilization of the resources. The planned economic development process define the path of growth, the path of the development according to the objectives and within the time framework. Now the next point is balanced approach. Mixed economy is balanced because it is a planned economy and the efforts are taken by the government as well as the market forces. So it is a balanced up. So it is having the balanced approach. Again I can say it get the benefit of the capitalism and socialism both simultaneously and eliminates the evil of both capitalism and socialism. So these are the important advantage. Now we will talk about the disadvantage. The first one is it is having the less practical utility, definitely, because it is very difficult to establish right kind of balance between the public and the private sector, because the benefit of one sector become detrimental to the another sector. The progress of one sector demand the sacrifice of the another sector. So practically it is very difficult to create balance between private and the public sector. Next point is limited benefit of price mechanism. In mixed economy, there are certain many restrictions imposed on the functioning of the price mechanism. So it changes the basic nature of the market mechanism and we will not be able to reap as much benefit of the price mechanism as we can reap in the capitalistic economy. Now we will talk about the lack of coordination. So we can say it is very difficult to coordinate between the different sectors of the economy such as public, private, joint and cooperative sector. Lack of definite policy create an environment of uncertainty. So it is very difficult to maintain coordination and cooperation between both sectors. Now the next point is inefficiency of the public sector. We can say public sector is still inefficient and a burden. So at the initial stage of the economic development, the functioning of the public sector seems to be perfect. But as the time passes, this public sector becomes huge burden on the society. The continuous supportive decisions are taken to hide the inefficiencies of the public sector. So the next point is economic fluctuation. Why? Because this economic system is uncertain. Mixed economic system is also considered as an uncertain economic system, especially in the democratic pattern of governance, as the private sector always has uncertainty and fear about its role in the economy. So these are the important disadvantages of the mixed economy. Now we will study the comparative analysis of capitalistic, socialistic and mixed economy. Ownership in the capitalistic economy is in the hands of private. In socialist economy, it is in the hands of public, and the mixed economy, it is in the hand of both. If we talk about the motive, then capitalist economy is profit motive, socialist economy is social welfare, and the mixed economy includes both profit as well as welfare. If we will talk about the government role, then in the capitalistic economy, it has a internal regulation, means limited role. In socialist economy, government has complete involvement. In mixed economy, the role is limited but it is very important and it plays different roles. Next, income distribution. In capitalistic economy, the income distribution is unequal. In socialistic economy, the income distribution is equal, whereas in mixed economy, it is less unequal. Next, nature of enterprises. In capitalistic economy, the enterprises is in the hand of private people. In socialist economy, it is in the hand of government, whereas in mixed economy, both plays their important role. Then we will talk about the economic freedom. In capitalistic economy, we have complete freedom. In socialist economy, lack of freedom, or we can say there is no freedom. Whereas in the mixed economy, there is a limitation over the freedom, but there exists certain amount of freedom. Major problem in the capitalistic economy is inequality, monopoly and market failure. In socialist economy, there is inefficiency and lack of incentives. In mixed economy, there exists the disadvantage of both the economic system. Now, the last point is advantage. In capitalistic economy, the advantage is it is a dynamic economy, more incentives and innovation. In socialist economy, there is a promotion of equality and we can overcome the market failure. Whereas in the mixed economy, it reaps the benefit of both capitalistic as well as socialistic economy. Here, I have not described each and every term in detail because I had done it in my video. So, you can watch the video and then you can compare all the three economic system. I hope now the concept of capitalistic economy, socialistic economy and mixed economy is clear to you. Still, if you have any problem, you can write down, you can send the comment. If you are new to this channel, then subscribe this channel, like, share and subscribe it and hit the bell icon so that whenever I am going to post the video, you get the notification. I hope आप सभी को वीडियो पसंद आया होगा. Thank you so much and have a nice day.